Hey, y'all, come look at this.
I would be upset too if the woman I said that I'm supposed to run back to said denies me on national television and was like, no, that's not happening.
Welcome back to Taste of Reality, reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 8, I think this was. Baby. I'm so excited. But before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you are notified when I post, and please share this video with your friends, and don't forget to comment below. You know we be cutting it up in these comments. Let's get into the video. All right, so I'm going to start with Clara and Ryan. They honestly had the least for me to talk about, but somebody check me if I'm wrong. Is not drinking really this big of a deal?
Apparently, when he says no to Jello shots, it's a hard no. And he has built up in his head that my friends and I are like partying constantly.
And I know she called it a tiff, but like, baby, like it doesn't even qualify to be called a tiff. Like, man just doesn't want to drink. Why are you coercing him?
I don't want to drink it, right? I don't want to drink it.
Drink it.
Oh, please don't. I don't want to drink it. Don't make me drink it, please.
Fed up with all your excuses.
Anyways, the struggles that the struggles that they're having right now is that Clara is tired of waiting for Ryan to catch up to her.
I appreciate that he is not wanting to rush into things and wanting to make sure that we are emotionally connected. But I feel like we are emotionally connected, so I don't understand all of it.
My thing is, if you truly believe that you have an emotional connection with somebody and the person who you're claiming to have it with is not quite there, there's a deficit. Something is missing. A void must be filled. So instead of suffering in silence or complaining about the lack of whatever it is in your relationship, how about you ask Ryan, hey, babe, what are we missing? What is it going to take for you to feel safe with me, to feel open with me, to be able to let me in? Because I feel like you have me. You have me completely, but I don't have you yet. And I want to have you in that way. How can we do that? Okay? It's not that hard. It might be hard to get an answer from him, but at least you're proactive in asking rather than being irritated but also being silent. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically all the issues that they had this week. Not much to say about them. On to the next couple. Here we have Jacob and Haley. Jacob. Okay, so Jacob feels as if he will get to a point where he's disinterested in the process while Haley is fully in.
My biggest fear at the moment is that we flip and then she's kind of all in and then I'm like not there.
You ain't got no time to be disinterested in somebody who finally comes around to accepting you wholly and completely and is already married to you. You don't have the time to be doing that, okay? If she finds a way to fall in love with you and accept you for who you are and is okay with the 80s and is okay with the home improvement projects every 3 months, make yourself interested, okay? You better find a way to make yourself interested because you ain't never gonna find nobody else like this. Jacob is also under the impression that the demise of his past relationships have been on the girl's side.
Each one had their own kind of special disasters.
So were they the special disaster or were you the special disaster?
Although this is slightly alarming, her friends aren't really doing Haley any justice, calling her a commitment phobe and that she's really, she really takes her time in getting to know somebody, maybe as a coping mechanism and feeling overwhelmed and stuff. And maybe if I just distance myself long enough, the person will just leave anyways. Well, at least they didn't say that, but that's what I think that she said inadvertently. I think on both of their accounts, they lack introspective qualities. They lack the ability to look within themselves and see, where do I falter in this situation? Haley is quick to point out the things that he does that make her overwhelmed and stuff like that, but it's like, babe, have you tried? Have you put certain things aside to really give this experiment your undivided attention, a full effort, a real good try? Have you? No. And Jacob, it was everybody's fault but you didn't do nothing wrong. It didn't have to do with your obsession with steak and potatoes, or was it eggs or whatever. Your home improvement all the time, where it's like you can't even get out your house to explore things. Your 80s obsession. I mean, I am seeing issue after issue. So you cannot tell me it was only you. The only way these two are gonna survive is if they allow each other into each other's lives. This is a reoccurring theme. It came up with the friends. It came up earlier with Pastor Cal, and they had a little chat here on the couch where they were starting to, you know, break down the walls a little bit, ask a couple questions of like how life was prior to the experiment. But they got to get out of their heads. Actually, they got to get into their heads and see how their actions have affected their stagnant state right now. If they don't do that, y'all could do decision day today, because I could tell you it's not going to work. Our third couple is Brianna and Vincent. Thank God Vincent did not actually leave the apartment, because I promise you, Brianna would have found some way to spin that and y'all would have been 3 steps back, and y'all are the couple doing the best. He says he has an issue with having to repeat himself when it comes to Brianna's comments, and I find this very problematic.
It's frustrating for me when she's being disrespectful. I feel that I shouldn't tell you every single time you're saying something rude.
There's a difference between pointing out like a specific action that somebody did versus the core of what your issue with the person really is. You know, he's talking about, oh, these side comments, I don't like them, da-da-da. And she's really like, I didn't know that that was an issue, but that's obviously not the issue. When he sits down with his friend, he makes it clear that he wished that she was more in the smitten stage rather than, you know, the good friend jokey stage.
Instead of like grabbing like paper towels and like, hey honey, let me get your shirt, she basically said like a smart, well, I perceived as a smart comment. She was like, oh, that's so Vinny of you, but she said it, and like, to me, she didn't like smile.
Brianna's personality is clearly one that likes to joke around, likes to poke fun, you know, get digs in on each other. And he's not like that, at least not romantically, and also not this soon. So her being very buddy-like and just giving buddy comments, but honestly, it's just because she's really comfortable with him. If anything, he should take that as a compliment. But to him, it doesn't sit well with him. And if he would just express, hey, I wish you would be a little bit more tender with me, especially while we're trying to get to know each other, I think that would yield a better result from Brianna's side. However, you keep talking about this disrespect side comments, da-da-da, I don't like it, whatever. Just because she stops those doesn't mean it actually stops the real problem. Vincent's friend actually calls him out on being a little sensitive about the situation, and he is. I hope that he can watch this season back, whether or not they're together, which I pray to God that they are. I'm pretty sure that they are. That he looks back and he's like, okay, there were times when I definitely was playing the situation up and it didn't have to be that serious, and this is just who she is. She never meant it maliciously. She never meant it to get a dig in me, and maybe this is an insecurity that I need to work out. Even last week when he, you know, equated, oh, that's so Vinny of you, to Vinny being an idiot. And she's like, I would never call you that. It's clearly an insecurity that is resurfacing from somewhere, and he needs to get that in check if he wants this relationship to thrive. The families meeting was super cute. His mom is so adorable. Everybody's getting along. I just need you guys to hold out. Hold out, because you are literally my only hope. All right, so the fourth couple is Eric and Virginia. Eric, this mansplaining, it's getting tired.
You know, I've been in this kind of situation before. I've lived with someone for a very long time. Sure. And she has never really done that. So it's a little harder for her, so I'm being patient.
Honestly, this whole I know everything and I must teach you because I am your senior and da-da-da, it would rub anybody the wrong way. On top of that, you have Eric, who's so overbearing, like, where are you gonna be, why are you gonna be there, when are you gonna be back, da-da-da. Like, she's going for a wedding for a couple days, and Mans is like,
a day or two without me?
I think that her independence is being heightened because he's making it seem like he needs her to be codependent on him. And that for anybody, no matter your level of independency, is going to be too much. I cannot relinquish everything in my life to be completely, wholeheartedly devoted to you. Like, I still have things that I need to focus on. Like, when I'm in my workspace, just let me work. Like, I'm here in this house with you. When I'm done, I'll hang out with you or whatever. I don't know their agreement, but he's just doing a lot. Eric's own friend gives him the advice of just falling back a bit. You don't want to be that person who's overprotective, who's, all in your face all the time, because that'll steer anybody away. Eric himself also expresses that he knows that there are walls that he needs to break down. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. He needs to break down when it comes to Virginia. But here's the thing, sir. When it comes to breaking something down, imagine a house. If somebody breaks into my house, what am I going to do? Reinforce my security by getting an alarm system. Now it's going to be even harder for you to get into my house. Rather than you come, meet me, we become friends, and I invite you into my home. That's all you need to do. Let the girl be. Stop being like, I need to conform you and you need to be like this because you are a wife and you signed up for this and da-da-da-da-da. I promise you, that ain't gonna work for nobody. Not even Virginia, who has her own problematic traits. In this case, you're the problem. Virginia's friend reassures Eric that she's in it for the long haul. She's wholly and completely invested in this process.
Every conversation I've had, she's been 100% all in about it.
I mean, dude, I really appreciate that. Like,
yeah,
100%.
Man.
Like, that's all I wanted. Like,
hopefully you're feeling more comfortable.
All Eric really needs to do is find a way to communicate in a way that lets Virginia know that, listen, we are partners in this. I'm not your dad. I'm not your parole officer. We are partners. We're working together to meet a specific goal or goals, whatever it is. So he just has to ease up just a little and they'll be fine. Not these men making a joke about this situation.
They're having twins. That's what it is. I bet. One bet? Yeah.
Because I know there is not a way that they did not know about this whole pregnancy situation. Don't do that. Don't do that. Chris's pastor is actually making some really good points about what it is to be married and the covenant that it has. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to Chris.
You went before God and said, God, I'm going to make a covenant with this woman, and to death do us part. So wife now trumps whoever you were with before.
Yeah, he has a lot to work on himself before he chooses to commit to anybody. Okay, so Pastor Dwight, I hear you, but you're not using the right words that apply to this man right here. Okay? Get his manipulative traits in order. Get his narcissism in order. Get his misogyny in order. Then maybe we can have a conversation. Chris asks Paige to meet up with the ex-wife, whatever. And at first she's apprehensive, but then she eventually comes around to it. And the girl is talking about, I hold no ill will towards you. Baby, you have no right. Like, I have done nothing in this situation. I came with my good intentions, being a wife. I did my due diligence and, making sure my ducks were in a row before getting here. It is your ex-man who's running amok.
Like, joke's on you.
The funniest part for me is that at the end of it, the girl is like, I'm not even trying to reconcile with him right now. So, like, I don't even understand why he's on this energy right now, which was hilarious. So freaking funny because this man starts to throw a tantrum.
I'm irritated, but God is good.
Oh, God, you're always irritated, Chris. Always irritated.
Baby, you're only upset because you wanted some WWE fight for me foolishness that was never coming your way. It wasn't coming. Paige don't want you. Although the trailer, I don't know. I don't know. But the girl definitely don't want you. This ex-woman. And now you look stupid. You look stupid on national television. You look stupid because you made it seem like you wanted to leave Paige to get back with your ex when your ex all this time was like, I don't want you though. Anyways, that is the end of this episode, chock full of absolute humor. Like, I found this episode to be funny. I don't know if you're like me, but I found this episode to be funny. Next week, it seems like everybody's in a tizzy yet again. I don't know why we're still seeing Paige and Chris, but whatever. Cash that check, boo-boo. Cash that check. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next week for another review.